Fibroid uterus is other terminologies is the myoma, the leiomyoma, or it is also called as a fibromyoma. It is a commonest benign solid tumor of the ladies. It is a commonest benign tumor of the uterus, and Hippocrates long back called them scleroma in 300 BC, and Virchow called it leiomyoma, but the term fibroid or myoma is incorrect. The correct terminology is leiomyoma. Now coming to anatomy of the uterus. So these are the various multiple fibroids which are seen inside the uterus, and the uterus is irregularly enlarged. Now 20% of women at 30 years. So 1 in 5 of women will have fibroids in their wombs. Most of them are asymptomatic, do not have any symptoms, and the prevalence peaks at 35 to 45 years. It is common in nulliparous. It is told that a womb which does not produce babies produces fibroids. And a typical myoma has a rolled appearance, that means curled up appearance when transected. It is a benign tumor with a firm consistency. So capsule is made up of connective tissue which fixes the tumor to myometrium, and it is clearly defined when the myoma can be easily shelled out through the capsule. The capsule is a pseudocapsule because it does not belong to the tumor tissue, it belongs to the compressed surrounding myometrium. Blood supply is more to the center. So the blood vascularity comes from periphery to center. So the center is the least vascular part. So degeneration starts in the center. All myomas arise in the myometrium because they arise from the leiomyocyte or the smooth muscle cells of the uterus. Very rarely myomas can be found in the round ligament, inguinal canal, ovarian ligament, uterosacral ligament, vagina and vulva. Hence the leiomyomas have been classified as intrauterine leiomyomas or extrauterine leiomyomas. Now we still don't know the histogenesis. It is a benign neoplastic transformation of a single smooth muscle cell, and the stimulus for initial neoplastic transformation is unknown, and 30% of cases are associated with rearrangements or microdeletions in chromosome 6 or 7. And the role of IGF-1, EGF, TGF either directly or indirectly through tissue mediators is being studied, and positive family history is usually present. So the increased risk is found in nulliparity, obesity, hyperestrogenemia and black race, and decreased risk is found in multiparity and smoking. This is a laparoscopic picture showing the presence of subserous fibroids on the surface of the uterus. This is the fundus, this is the round ligament, this is the fallopian tube, and this is the ovary, and at the cornual junction there is a subserous fibroid which is seen. Now this is a picture where the camera has been inserted inside the uterus, and this is the endometrial cavity, this is the cornu. So some fibroids, after having grown from the myometrium, are impinging inside the endometrial cavity, and these are called as the intracavitary fibroids or the submucous myoma. Now myoma is an estrogen dependent tumor. It grows mostly in the childbearing age group. It has got an increased growth in pregnancy, and it does not occur before menarche, regresses after menopause. It contains more estrogen receptors than the surrounding myometrium, and it is frequently associated with anovulation and hyperestrogenemia. Now, why does a fibroid suddenly increase in size? The cause can be pregnancy or a malignant transformation, which is called as leiomyosarcoma, or it could be a degeneration. So these are the causes of sudden increase in size of the fibroid. Types can be defined as the body fibroids and the cervical fibroid. Cervical fibroid can again be classified in two ways. It can be an anterior cervical, posterior cervical, central cervical, or a lateral cervical fibroid. Other way to classify cervical fibroid is to tell whether it is in the portio vaginalis of the cervix or in the supravaginal part of the cervix. Now coming to the pseudocervical fibroid, the fibroid which arises from uterine body but it grows and distending inside the cervical canal is called as pseudocervical fibroid. Now we say the fibroid has a pseudocapsule because the capsule does not belong to the tumor tissue itself. The capsule is formed by the normally present adjacent myometrium which has been compressed. The capsule is separated by a plane of thin loose areolar tissue in which the blood vessels run, and it is visualized as a ring of Doppler, and the tumor is shelled out through this plane. The vascularity comes from outside, so the center is most likely to degenerate.